Hi guys, I just showered and I also realized that I had no audio on my workout live, which sucks because I did say a lot of things. And I also noticed why my face looking like so skinny. I need to eat more still. Like 102, 103 is not enough. I don't like the way I look. Anyway, um, so I said a lot of things on my previous workout, and that was too bad because yeah, I was like, when I was showering, I was like, wow, I said all these things, and I can't believe I'm able to express so much, um, like that. Like some stuff were not clear as always, I'm not always the best at speaking, but I'm really proud of myself for how far I've gone, or far I've gone. Um, oh yeah, so well, this session is about designing. I have a few things in mind. That's what I was talking about earlier in my workout. I also cut my hair. That's too bad. I'm wearing a black shirt. You can't see, but I trimmed it a little bit and I gave myself a little bit of bangs. I've been doing this for a while now, and I was talking about how it feels really good to have skills um that you can rely on to do things without having to ask someone else or pay somebody else. Like I used to go to the salon to cut my hair cut, and then later on my niece said she could cut my hair, so I let her cut my hair. And then after a bit I was like calling her to cut my hair, and sometimes she's busy, so it's like, why don't I just try to cut my own hair then? And then I started cutting my own hair, and I didn't have to bother her, and I didn't have to go to the salon. Now that's, of course you would still want to, because you want to support people whose skills are for cutting hair, right? Or dyeing, whatever it is, because that's how the economy works. If you don't support nobody, you just learn by yourself, then nobody's gonna make money, and then yeah. But just saying also, like, it's nice if I just want to get a little quick trim. It's good to be able to do that by yourself because you have the skills to do that. And I always think like it's just hair. It'll always grow back. You can always fix it. So I don't put a lot of emphasis on it if I mess up. Um, so um, so I had a question of the day from my workout, which you guys didn't hear my answer. So I'm gonna answer it again real quick. It's 102 right here. 102. How do you express your individuality? What makes you unique? And my answer to that, well, it took me some time to think about because I was like, I don't know, because everyone is everyone is themselves. Like everyone is unique. What makes me unique? I'm just the way I am. Like everybody's like I was saying that everybody's got their thing, their little quirks, right? Like even um the way you say something, the noise you make, like after a while it's like that makes you. Like I can hear the kids, like when I hear Matt, he'll make some noise, and Cecile, she has her own way of saying something, stuff like that. Like Phil has his own way of something that makes him who he is, and I'm just myself the way I am. Like that's why I didn't know how to answer this question. How do I express myself individual my how do I express my individuality? I don't know. But then it got me thinking, um we are just who we are. That's all I can say. And then this question kind of brought in other things that came up about how we express ourselves through the things that we enjoy doing. And I talk about Keith, how he expressed himself through his music. And by the way, it's really, really cool, really catchy music. Um, you guys should check him out. Keith, Carnivore Keith. Also his carnivore journey too. Like, if you guys are looking to try the carnivore diet, he's one real example there. My example is not that good because I don't have too many health problems yet, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening. And that's why I was carnivore for a while. I did a 40-day. I was supposed to do a 90-day challenge, which turned out to a 40-day challenge because I was losing too much weight. Let me slow down. I was losing too much weight, so I had to stop. But so now I'm kind of like a mix of everything. I'm also, because I am testing out the Thermomix. So I've been kind of looking into learning new recipes. Feels really enjoying all the food that I'm making. Today we had risotto. So I'm doing a few things, but I'm aware that low carb is the right route to go. So if you're like on the fence, you can check out Carnivore Keith. Like he has a story too. He's lost, I think I forgot, but a lot of pounds, and he's feeling better. I think he does not have high blood pressure anymore. I don't know. I think maybe diabetes too, but he's doing really good. He's doing well, and he's like still up and running and playing his music. He just released a single a few days ago, I believe. You should check out that. There's a really very catchy song. It's called Ketones. Um, yeah. Okay, I'm sure this time it's working. The audio is on. Yeah, so that's that. And then the quote is the best thing to hold on to in life is each other. So I was like thinking about this a while on my other life, my workout life. And pretty much I just said that like we the most important thing in life is not it's really people, like emotions, people, and even when you say each other, it could be just yourself too. That's how I see it. It's not about holding on to money or I don't know, popularity and stuff like that. It's holding on to like the reason we do the things we do is for our majority of people, right? They do things for them, well, could be for themselves too. Like I was saying, it could be for themselves, family. But it's mainly humans and feelings and those type of things, not about materialistic things. So I see that quote is about holding on to um like life is about the enjoyment with the people that surrounds us and ourself as like growing as a person too. I mentioned in my live about how I'm growing as a person, and I don't know how this came about, but in the previous one when I was talking about, I was like, wow, I'm so proud of myself, like I just said all that. And next thing you know, it doesn't like you can't even hear it. But I was talking about a lot of things, and that's too bad. And that's also the one of the things. It's like this. I told Audrey, the one that I'm training, who pretty much took over my spot, that putting myself on YouTube was like one of the best things that I did for myself. And because I did that, I was able to go back a year from now, and then going from there when I started to now, and I see my growth. But if someone were to ask me, what did I do 2 3 years ago, like I can give you like a broad thing, like, oh yeah, this is what happened, but all the little details you kind of miss it because um it was not documented. And one thing I thought about was how like this came from, not like I didn't do this for her. Like I watched one of her videos and she was just talking about the reason why she put herself on YouTube was because she wanted um to show that she existed. And I said, yeah, that's true. And then it kind of, now that I think about it, it made me think about my videos. And like I said, like if anything were to happen to me, right? Like when, we don't know. I could be going outside just to take the trash out and then something hits me. Who knows? Right? I could we could all go in a second. Who knows? And I said, well, if I did, we all have people that know us, who we are as a person. And it's nice when we leave something behind, right? Like I was thinking, if something were to happen to me and I have these videos that I've been expressing myself, the times when I'm by myself, the times when I'm with the kids, or just my workout stuff that I'm doing that's inspiring people, if it does, I know it's very key, and that's awesome. Like I inspire somebody, and like I was saying that they know me. They when I'm not around anymore, like I left something behind. That oh, this is if CC or Matthew were to watch me, I said, oh, that's Tita Amy. That's what she was thinking about us when she cooked that thing, or stuff like that. Because sometimes some of the videos I make, I say, oh yeah, like I'll feel like Mexican food, so I'm gonna make this for him, or like I would when I split the food out. Oh yeah, like CC doesn't like a lot of eggs, or Matt loves bacon, or Matt likes eggs, so I'm gonna put more for him, stuff like that. And it's like it shows it's I'm expressing myself through the actions that I am doing. Um, that I'm that's me. That's my individuality. We're talking back on the questions. This is how I express myself, because this is the things that I care about. Making sure the kids are eating food that they enjoy, as well as just sometimes, yeah, I do give them, standard American diet, but I also think about what kind of food is good for them. Sometimes I try to include that. Even like the Phil, he's like a sugar addict. Maybe one day he'll watch this video and he'll like, oh my god, I can't believe he said that in public. But I try to make some dessert type of food for him, just so he can have some. But I'm trying to make it less sugary. I mean still sugar, but like non-zero, stuff like that. And that's like my way of expressing myself, expressing my love for them. Or like when I visit family and making tumblers, where I make tumbler for Jackie, and I think about her, like I'm expressing um my thoughts about her through how I create her tumbler. And also for Amy tumbler, there was a quote about, I was kind of telling her to be strong, pretty much, because I wanted her to remember that there's more, like, because she was depressed. I knew she was depressed because she was saying that she was like, I think she's 40 something, and she's like, she made this comment about how if you're 40 and up, your life is pretty much over. And I said, that's not true, Amy. Me and Mindy, this older lady, she was like, we were like, that's not true. Like, why would you say that? But she didn't say any more than that. But I knew that she was depressed somehow. I kind of know why, but she's not expressing it to me, so I don't say anything. But this is me indirectly telling her, please be strong, and there's so much more. You're destined for more. That's pretty much what like this quote was. And I tried to relate it to the dragon because that's her zodiac sign. Even in your quietest moments, the fire is still there. You are a dragon, bold, wise, and destined for more. So this is like how I express my my love for people or things that I care about. Like I try to think about it like that. Um and yeah, I'm also express how I care about all the why, my reasonings on why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I could be like, I'm done with work, I could be just relaxing, but I decide that this isn't the life I want. I don't want to continue this 9 to 5 working for someone forever. I want to have my time when I want to. Actually, my life is pretty good. Like my workplace is good. Like they're very flexible with me right now. I know it's not gonna be forever. I already know that. That's why I need a backup plan. And I don't want to look for another job, for another 9 to 5 work for someone else. I want to build something that I can also use to help other people to, or to prove, to show that you can do your own thing too. And the people already do it. I'm not the first one, but it's hard to say until I do it for myself too. Like a lot of times, like I don't know a lot of people who have that kind of business, but I know like they start somewhere, and I'm just starting right now. But I know it's like it takes time to start, so you have to start now. Start now, and I already see a difference in my designing skills. Like right now we're talking about designing again. Let's go back to designing because I'm supposed to be designing on this particular live, and I just wanted to go over the things that I said. Like there was a lot more in different wordings, of course, but yeah, I was very proud of myself. Like I was like, wow, I said all that stuff, but then I found out that audio didn't work. But now this is my second time that it didn't work, so I kind of got the idea. Now I better check before. I don't know, it's just dumb. Um, but actually, I wonder if I should actually change this live to just like a recap of what I was talking about, and then I'll start a live again for the actual designing skills instead. I think I would do that. Um, what else did I say? Yeah, I said a lot about how people express themselves through the things that they enjoy. Like I said, Keith expressed himself through his music. Phil expressed himself through his love for mountain biking. It's just that he like that's the kind of thing that he likes. So his is all about he loves wheels, anything on wheels. So like him is like exhilarating feeling and just on top of the world, like on the edge. He enjoys those type of things. That's why he likes off-roading, going through those little trails, like, and he likes to like overcome obstacles. If you know, like you notice that obstacles of those mountain bike trails are like crazy trails, like, and he's always talking about like you don't have you cannot hesitate. You just gotta do it. Like you have to be confident about yourself before you like you just want to take off. If you even like have one split second, like we're talking about when he's like riding down the hill or like going jumping or something, there is no time to overthink or have a split second of getting scared. You just gotta do it. You gotta be confident. So that's how he's always lived his life. Like he's always very confident about things he's gonna get into. Yeah, there are times he gauge a little bit, like he's thinking whatever thinking, but once he's like for sure, like I'm committed, I'm gonna do it. He's all in, and that's how he's always been with our relationship as well. Just stuff like that, like he was all in. Um, so that's his personality. I guess that's how he expressed himself, his individuality. Like, I think sometimes we don't expressing it's not like just talking. But you will, if you pay attention, you see how people express their individuality. Yeah, I guess that's the answer I have now. Now that I'm talking about it again, it makes more sense. Yeah. Mm, but yeah, again, I was just talking about how I I like that we leave our legacy behind. Keep with his music, Phil with his mountain biking. I'm glad like he's documenting it. He's showing people like what it's like. It makes sometimes it seem so easy. It's not, of course, it's not. It's a lot of mental everything we do, right? It's a lot of mental uh thoughts involved and training skills. All of that is I don't know the word, but just it's a lot involved. And before I didn't really pay attention too much on these things, like, like that's cool, people are doing their thing. But then when you get into something, then you realize, oh, it's really hard, then you have a more of appreciation for that. I'm yeah, I'm proud of myself. Although this is just some little things, I think, compared to music, compared to Phil's scary mountain biking stuff. Like to me, this is a baby step. And I'm proud of myself. My designing skills are improving. I'm happy how I'm figuring things out. I'm just like, when I do things, I feel great. And I don't know, whoever, if you guys are like in some kind of depressing mode or something, like for me, like when I'm doing something, I feel better right away. Just like that, well, last week, was it last week when I felt like crap, then I just worked out. I feel better right away. And even if, like Keith was saying the same thing, like he just did like a 5 to 10 minute bike ride and he felt better. So yeah. Um But I did notice though, like usually on Wednesday I get depressed. I don't know why. I gotta like pay attention to that some more. Pay attention to the things that's what's causing you to feel a certain way. Get rid of those things and find something that you enjoy. That's what I don't know where this came from, but I'm just saying, find something that you enjoy. And I find it more meaningful when what I'm doing is helping others. So that's why I am, although sometimes the things I post is like, "Oh, what the heck, what's this about?" Like, who would really care? But I think it's the overall, like the consistency that people see that makes it more worthwhile to like, hey, let's take a second look. And I think it's the consistency that really shows and inspire others. And like just seeing where I was a year from now versus now and where I've come, because you're gonna see it takes time. Like some people are so successful, we don't see all the hard work they put into because they don't document that stuff. Nobody really cares about it. But I'm documenting it, and for myself, I do see I see a huge difference. And I'm really surprised myself. I'm talking for 21 minutes already. I'm kind of sticking to the subject that I'm talking about. And I think a year before, I would not have been able to talk this long and make sense. It's funny because sometimes I'll send a short video to Audrey, and she's like, "Oh my God, you sound so professional." And I was like, "What? Like, I don't think so." I think everyone we're just hard on ourselves and others, and that's why we feel that way. But like a lot of videos you see, a lot of people say the same things. Like nobody really cares. Like I care about myself. I care about the things I say. Like, does it make sense? But when you guys are listening to me, I don't think you would notice as much, right? And you would tell me, no, you make sense. And that's the thing that I hear. I'm even surprised sometimes, like when I get, sorry, it's itchy. When I get comments, I'm like, did you really listen to the whole thing, or you really listen to that section? Like, I didn't think anyone would really listen, but they do, and it made me think, oh, so I guess I do kind of make sense then, or something. It maybe I do make sense. Um, yeah, I do need to work on my skinny face though. Like, I need to do something about it. I don't like it. Um, I guess that's it for now. I'll probably talk some random stuff later on when I design. And yeah,